This is a short video of Mike, Sean, James, Dave, and myself as we made a loop through the Santa Barbara area and the mountains above there, up through wine country, back down through a loop through Ojai, California, and home for about 300 miles. And the Christmas break in 2020. There's a deer down there to the right. Didn't have much footage here of the Pacific Coast Highway by Santa Barbara because it was quite rainy. You can see it down below there, but didn't have the camera on until we got to this point where we go off-road and climb the Cielo Ridge Road above Santa Barbara. This is Dave in front of me, and he's on his 800 GS looking down into the valley on the right there. This is the same road in which I broke my leg in 2018. We'll see that curve up ahead here just a little bit. I've definitely improved since then and think about that every time I get on the motorcycle. There's Lake Kachuma. But we had an uneventful ride on this day. We ate breakfast at home and then just had a couple snacks on the trail on the way up. Some interesting, just rocky fire roads basically. These are the big 500-pound adventure bikes. Santa Barbara in the valley there. Anacapa and Santa Cruz are two channel islands off in the distance. And this on the way down is looking out over the Pacific Ocean. That was Goleta off to the right, and then Vandenberg Air Force Base is around the corner. This is the corner in which I broke my leg, right in that ditch right there.
That's it right there.
I came hot around that corner, sitting down with camping gear, wasn't paying attention, had the wrong form, and didn't have the skill to recover. This is beautiful leaves there. Kind of wet leaves are slippery. You have to be careful. We had traction control turned off. Going up the dirt. You see the wall colors here. Not as bright as the Midwest, but still pretty. This is Los Olivos, the wine country. Wasn't much going on because of COVID. All the wineries are closed, which is I'm sure hurting their business, but it's still pretty to ride through these valleys. It's pretty dry. We hadn't had rain at this point, but that'll all green up here very quickly. And then we made our way to Highway 166, then got back off-road to take the Ridge Road all the way back over towards our final leg, which would have been up Maricopa Highway, Highway 33. So we're now in the Los Padres National Forest. You're just going to see off both sides of the ridge here, and trying to avoid the bigger rocks. Sometimes a little hard to see in the sun and shadows. Trying not to bend rims as you're going maybe 30 or 40 miles an hour, a little faster, and hit one of those big rocks. It can damage your rims, so we try to be careful. I hit one, pretty good one here in a little bit. There's Sean on his 800 GS, and he's got his side bags on. I typically take mine off for a day ride like this just to keep the weight down on the bike. There's one of those big rocks right there. Ran right over it, but try to avoid that. You're about 500-pound bike, so just not the best suspension, although James on his KTM is a much more capable bike in this kind of stuff, so when he gets out in front, he's pretty much uncatchable. Really beautiful weather now. It's opened up. You can see the clouds. That night it actually rained. They had a storm come in, but this afternoon became really nice as we're heading now down towards, back down towards the highway. We typically ride with music on the highway through Bluetooth on in the headset or earplugs, and then on the trail like this, don't have that on so we can hear the engine. There's James, Mike, brake check went up behind me, and there's Dave on his GS and Sean on the right. So we listen to music typically on the highway, but on trail we don't. There's our last stop before we get back on the road, clean up the visors. I have a final snack, well, one last blast off-road here, and we get the final leg up over the Highway 33 coming up here towards Ojai. Mike does a really great job leading us. Kind of know these roads pretty well. It got down to about 49 degrees coming up over the Highway 33 section at maybe 4,000 or 5,000 feet. It's a little chilly, and we really enjoy this road. We track our gas on the tripodometers to make sure it's a beautiful view here of the mountainside. Keep GPS tracks so I can make those maps, and typically have the phone mounted on the handlebars, as you can see there. Not too much traffic here. This is in the tunnels. Hear James here. He revs up inside both tunnels just so you can hear his exhaust. I forgot my right mirror on this particular trip, so I only have one rearview mirror. So the hills through the Moore Park, coming back home, and a couple final pictures of us enjoying the day ride. So about a 9-hour trip all in all. Really a lot of fun.